Is underway. Commissioner Ron Wiesen would like to say a few things.
Good afternoon. I'm Ron Wiesen, the Skagit County Commissioner from District 1, which is out in the Anacortes area. I really appreciate all you being here this afternoon. We have a lot of great candidates here today and also on the ballot. I want to make sure you take the time and fill your ballot out and get it back into the boxes or mail it in as soon as you can, because then the candidates will have some understanding of what the ballots are going to say. The way our mail-in ballots work, if you don't get them in right away, you aren't able to get the information out on Tuesday night when the election ballot numbers are counted. Skagit County is doing a lot of great things going on right now. One of the things, we have a group of people in eastern or western Skagit County looking at the charter process. So they're looking to change the form of government. Right now we have 3 county commissioners and they want to change that. And so we'll have some discussion going on probably August 15th. The county commissioners are going to make some decisions on how that's going to go forward. We have an EMS levy that's going on the ballot this time around, where county commissioners are asking the citizens to vote 44 cents per thousand, up from 37.5 cents per thousand for ambulance service. Ambulance service is very important to everybody in the rural and in the cities. We need to have, because of the population is aging and the Medicare, Medicaid reimbursement rates keep going down, the costs keep going up, so we need to make sure those things are approved going forward. Once again, I just want to thank you very much for being here. Go out there and look at the ballots, make sure you vote for the good, strong Republicans so we can get things happening down in Olympia and in Washington, D.C. Thanks again. Bill?
Thank you. Speaking of new candidates, we have one, Ms. Michael Petrich, candidate for the 40th Legislative District State House seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Michael Petrich in live in the flesh. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, it's a beautiful sunny day in Skagit County, and that's what's going to represent the future. It's going to be sunny in the 40th as well. So a little bit about the campaign. The campaign rolls on, and a lot of volunteers, a lot of excitement, a lot of phone calls. I just got off the phone with one of my members from my Carpenter's Local 70 here in Mount Vernon. And last Saturday, they had a group of volunteers and did more than 500 calls to volunteer for the campaign on behalf of myself and locals. We got a lot of excitement, and we're going to win this. We're going to win this for the right reasons. We've got a solid group of people, the people that are part of this campaign. I cannot tell you how grateful I am for all the people that are donating their time, their effort, the amount of time and effort that was put into the website to get this ball rolling, to show how powerful the message is and what we can do together. You know, being a union carpenter, I've always been and always will be a free enterprise. My family were commercial fishermen when we came to this country, and they were given there was one thing they were given, and it's in the Constitution. You know, the right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And that's what I truly believe is what made this country, just like everybody here does. When we have the ability to have a strong industry that's based on free enterprise, and when you have people that are dedicated to that industry, this is what makes our country great. It's not socialism. It's free enterprise. It's freedom, liberty.
Amen.
Those businesses and industries, there's no blinking at the fact that our industries, our contractors, and our members are in jeopardy. And it comes from the Democratic Party. Because the ultra-left and the attack on the working class, they don't want to build anything. They want to close refineries. They've already torpedoed one of the most important projects on the West Coast that would have been in Whatcom County, the Gateway Pacific Project. That would have provided thousands of construction jobs. It would have provided millions of revenue for the state, for Whatcom County, for Skagit County, and for the Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters. I represent 25,000 carpenters in 6 states. Alaska, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. These projects are what pays our wages. It's what pays for our retirement. And this is all based on what? Free enterprise. Those contractors are relying on those industries to put us to work. Those contractors hire us because why? We're the best at what we do. It doesn't do them any good to hire us if we're not going to perform for them. Our industry is based on performance. This country is based on competition. Yep. Competition is what drives the economy.
Yep.
So you can be pro-private union, and you can be pro-free enterprise. Because those two together are what made this country great. And I intend to carry this message of who we are and what we're going to do. We're going to do it together, and we're going to win it for the right reason. God love you all. Thanks for being here. Get the word out. Make sure you call 5 people and say, did you go? And we'll see what happens. But I'm proud to be here and represent you all. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Michael. The alternative to Michael, there's 4 Democrats running. All of them want a state income tax, capital gains tax, carbon tax. So we can have that, or we can have Michael. It's pretty simple there. Come on up.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see you out here today. One thing I agree with the speaker today. She talked about hyphenated names, and I happen to have a candidate running against me who has one. So I completely agree with your idea that we need to eliminate some of those hyphenated names coming up here on August 7th.
Good.
Okay. So number 1, at the back of the room, there's a thing that says vote on it. Please take a copy of a couple of them. It reminds you about my race in the first place. I have 4 opponents. I have to get through the primary, so I have to be one of the top 2, so it's really important that everybody vote. Secondly, on that, this is a strange district I'm in the sense that it is, none of you are strange, it's strange in the sense that it includes Skagit, Island, Whatcom, and San Juan County. So if you know anybody in those 4 counties that has the ability to vote, and you have a chance to talk to them, please do so and remind them. Because this morning I was up in Ferndale. I texted my wife, I think I shook 1,000 hands. They had a whole parade up there. So I've been moving back and forth from Skagit. I was in Ferndale. Wednesday I was in Oak Harbor and passed out about 500 flyers. So it's a big area and I need help. So just remember that. Take one of these and pass them out. I've talked to a number of you over the last few days, and I've told them about the race. Really quickly, there's 3 things I want you to think about and remember in terms of when you pass one of these things out and you say, well, why should someone support that guy? There's 3 things I want you to remember. And I was interviewed by the prosecuting attorneys the other day, and I told them the same thing. I was up at a forum, which, by the way, is on YouTube now, up in Bellingham, the candidates forum. I think Mike was there. It's on YouTube right now. You can go look at the candidates. But there's 3 things that I think you should look for in a candidate for an appellate judge. Number 1 is somebody who has worked in the appellate courts. And so yours truly, me, I started working in the appellate courts in Division I, the position that I'm running for, in 1990. That's when I handled the first appeal out of the Skagit County Prosecutor's Office. My most recent one was basically today, because today I went to my office and I had to look at a couple of the appellate briefs that were filed in some cases that I'm involved with right now. So that means I have 28 years of experience in appellate law. So you can check the box there for the first of the big 3. The second thing is, very important statistic, the Court of Appeals. Everybody knows what the Court of Appeals is, right? They review what the other courts do. And I've heard a lot of talk about the courts, the higher courts here. This is one of the higher courts. And the Court of Appeals particularly, if you look at the statistics, 50%, really important number, 50% of the cases that go to the Court of Appeals are criminal appeals. So it makes sense, I suggest to you, that you have somebody who has some experience in criminal law. Yes? Yeah. You got a couple people shaking their head? I've been practicing criminal law since 1990, even before that. I worked for the King County Prosecutor's Office. I've got 28 or 30 years in criminal law. Over that time period, I have served both as a prosecutor and as a defense counsel and as a public defender. One of the things I've done over the last 10 years is I have done what we call conflict cases out of the Skagit County Prosecutor's Office. There's another candidate in the race, only one of the 5, by the way, only one who has true criminal experience. And that would be the person with the hyphenated name, just so you know. And that person has only been practicing law for 10 years, and only criminal law, and she has only practiced as a public defender. So it's kind of a one-sided thing there. The other 3 candidates, by the way, have no criminal experience. And what I try to say to people is, if you were, some of you are employers, you have your own business, and you put a job posting out, and you screen candidates, right? And you say, these are the requirements of the job. I'm in a crowd that's kind of friendly here. I think if you were screening resumes in this particular circumstance and someone came to you and they said, well, I don't really have any experience in this type of case, and it's interesting that they do, you know, that this position includes criminal law, but I still think I'm qualified. If you got a resume that said something like that, you'd probably say, well, nice try, but you're not going to get an interview. Well, we're in politics here, and they get an interview because they put their name on the ballot, okay? So it's very important to have somebody with that type of experience. I've been doing it 28 years, and I guess I needed to mention that I was a prosecutor. I'm looking at Mark over there. I've been a prosecutor, actually, not only for Skagit County, but for Whatcom County and San Juan County over the last 3 years because of some technicalities of that. So I've seen both sides of the fence. I think I'm well positioned to review cases, which is what the Court of Appeals does on those types of things. The third thing, the other half of the equation, it's really easy, is civil cases. Okay, civil cases, because 50% of the cases that go through there are civil. So you want somebody who has some experience doing that, I would guess, right? Everybody's shaking their head, yeah. Well, I have been practicing civil law for 12 years, 12 or 13 years, so I've got that. There's a couple of the other candidates that I mentioned earlier who have been doing only civil law. Some of them have been doing it for a while, but those ones, as I indicated earlier, have never done criminal law. So if you look at those 3 things, and this is what I said in the forum, you can check those 3 boxes for me. I believe, I feel funny saying this sometimes because I'm supposed to be humble, but I am the best qualified person for this position because each of those 3 boxes can be checked. And what I said to the folks up at the forum, I said, since you can check those 3 boxes, I want you to check one more. And that's the one with my name next to it. So, anyway, thank you for a moment. I'm not going to take any questions. I don't think I'm allowed to, but
You aren't? Why?
well, I don't know because I'm under strict orders. That's why. But anyway, thank you for your time. Don't forget to vote. Thank you.
Yeah.
After you're elected, we'll take orders from you, okay? We need him at the state appellate court, especially.
Hey, Bill, what was his name?
Tom Seguin. Tell your friends to vote for Tom Seguin. So we have some special guests today from the Susan Hutchinson campaign. Come on up. So we're going to have John Vinson speak a little bit at Susan Hutchinson's behalf, running for state senate.
Hey, it's good to be here this afternoon, and it's great to see a good crowd of Republicans here, and especially ones where if I asked you to raise your hand if you think that we've had enough of Maria Cantwell, every single one of you would raise your hand.
Don't get me started.
You can't do well.
Yeah, so we have a great opportunity this year, and I send my regrets that Susan couldn't make it this year. She had a conflict, but she'll be back up here in Skagit County. But we have a great opportunity to retire Maria Cantwell this year, and I believe that Susan is the candidate to do so. She has the experience in the past 5 years fighting the Democratic agenda in Olympia and throughout the state as state party chairman. She has gone to every corner and every county across the state, and she has worked hard fighting the liberal agenda, and will work hard to bring a full evaluation and full emphasis for the entire state, and not just a focus on Seattle, which is what we have right now from Patty Murray and from Maria Cantwell.
Why did she wait so long to file?
She was chair up until January, and then she was thinking about it. I mean, it's a tough decision to go in and to go after an incumbent like it is. So she was weighing it and praying about it, and she got in, and now we're full speed ahead. And we need all of your support to get her to a strong showing in the primary, and then set ourselves up to win in the fall against Maria. So we have signs in the back. We have some lit in the back if you guys want to put yard signs in your yard. If you have any questions about a lot of her policies and positions, she's got on her website 18 Reasons Why. including term limits, that 18 years of a liberal senator in Washington, D.C. is 18 years too many. Yeah. 18 years too many. And in fact, when Maria ran in the year 2000 against Slade Gorton, she made his age and his time in D.C. an issue. She said that he was there too long. Well, here she is 18 years later, and she's saying the same thing. So, or now the shoe's on the other foot. So we'd ask all of you to consider voting for Susan here in the primary. Make sure you cast your ballot, and to get your friends and neighbors to do the same as we build our coalition and our strong effort going into the fall to make sure that for the first time since 2000, we once again have a Republican senator in the other Washington. So thank you for your time, and we will be all around this to you again soon.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So perfect timing. We have an incumbent senator here now, Senator Wagner.
Thanks, Bill. Sorry, I almost missed this. How do you like my tan? That's campaigning. So Glenn and I just came from Gold Dust Days in Gold Bar and went through the parade and handed out our materials and met a lot of people down there. So the campaign feels really, really good. Can I see a show of hands of anybody who hasn't dropped their ballot yet? Oh, so I still have a chance with some of these people. So we're going to know in 10 days how well we're doing. It feels really good. But if at the end of 10 days things don't work out, we need to heal ourselves. I have not enjoyed being part of the division that we've had in the party. And I'll tell you what, we need to fix ourselves when this is over. And I'm going to commit to you now that I will, if I'm not going forward. I think I am going forward. But if I'm not, we're going to all get fixed and we're all going to get back together, because we need to get Republicans elected and we need to move forward. So that's my commitment to you. I think most of you probably have already made up your minds, but I thought I did a very good job for the 39th and for the whole state in the last legislative session. And I intend to do a good job going forward. So thank you for your support up to now, and I'll thank you for it in the future. And also, Susan.